Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome to The Deep Dive, the show where we take a stack of your sources, articles, research, our own notes, and extract the most important nuggets of knowledge or insight for you.
hmm
Our mission is simple, to provide a shortcut to being truly well-informed, with surprising facts, and just enough humor to keep you hooked.
Hopefully.
Today, we're plunging into the acclaimed world of Hayao Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli with a deep dive into one of their most beloved and visually stunning films, Spirited Away.
A true masterpiece.
Totally. We'll be using excerpts from Spirited Away, Chihiro's Journey of Transformation as our foundational text, but we're going far beyond a simple recap.
What's truly fascinating here, and something I think you'll appreciate, is how a single film, often simply categorized as an animated children's movie, can encapsulate such universal and profound themes of growth, self-discovery, and the navigating of complex, sometimes challenging realities.
Yeah, it's so much more than just kid stuff.
Exactly. It's not just a fantastical adventure. It's a rich tapestry, woven with elements of Japanese folklore, surreal imagery, and deep emotional resonance that really sticks with you. We're going to journey with Chihiro through her extraordinary transformation, delving into the why and how of her evolution rather than just the what.
So our story begins, as many great journeys do, with a protagonist who is far from enthusiastic about what's to come. We meet Chihiro Ogino, a rather sullen and timid 10-year-old girl,
Very sullen.
right, who's absolutely not thrilled about moving to a new town with her parents. She's got that typical childhood sulk, clutching her wilting bouquet, feeling utterly put out by the upheaval in her life.
Totally relatable, that feeling of being dragged somewhere new.
Definitely. During their drive, things take a very strange turn. They get lost, really lost, and stumble upon this overgrown, seemingly forgotten path.
You can almost feel the shift happening there.
Yeah, it leads to what looks eerily like an abandoned amusement park. It already has this liminal, unsettling feel about it, almost like a place out of time.
It's precisely that liminal space that sets the tone, isn't it?
Yeah.
For those unfamiliar, a liminal space is essentially a threshold, a place of transition neither here nor there, but in between.
Okay.
It's often where profound changes happen in narratives, because you're literally moving from one state of being to another. This forgotten amusement park serves as a powerful symbol of the crossing from the mundane human world into the fantastical spiritual realm. It's where Chihiro's old life begins to peel away, even before she fully realizes it.
Right.
Miyazaki uses this setting to immediately disorient not just Chihiro, but also us, the audience, preparing us for a world where the rules are entirely different.
Exactly. And Chihiro, even with her usual timidity, senses something is off. She feels a chill, a warning. But her parents, they completely ignore her instincts.
Typical parents sometimes, maybe, ignoring the kid's intuition.
Maybe. They march right into the seemingly deserted food stall, inexplicably filled with steaming, delicious-looking dishes. And what do? They start eating.
Just dive right in?
Greedily. Without a second thought about where the food came from or who it belongs to. It's a moment that immediately establishes a stark contrast between Chihiro's cautious nature and her parents' rather brazen disregard for the unknown.
Oh, yeah.
And frankly, a lack of respect for things not clearly theirs.
And that disregard has immediate visceral consequences.
Yeah.
Their transformation into giant pigs isn't just a random act of magic. It's a direct, metaphorical consequence of their greed and disrespect for the spirit world's customs.
Right, it's cause and effect.
Totally.
Eh.
In many folklores, consuming food offered by spirits or in a spiritual realm binds you to that place or transforms you. Here, they consumed without permission, without understanding the cost, and they pay for it by literally embodying their gluttony. It's a powerful visual metaphor and an immediate lesson for Chihiro, who observes their rapid descent into pure, unthinking appetite.
Horrifying lesson.
It forces her to reckon with the potential pitfalls of unchecked desire, a theme we'll see explored again and again in this film.
Absolutely. While her parents are picking out, Chihiro, ever the lone explorer, wanders off and eventually reaches this enormous, incredibly ornate bathhouse, sitting majestically across a bridge.
It's quite the structure.
It's beautiful, yes, but also immensely daunting. And that's when she encounters Haku, a mysterious boy who delivers a chilling warning. She needs to leave, and she needs to leave now, before nightfall.
The urgency is palpable.
But she's too late. As darkness descends, the world around her changes. Spirits begin to appear from all corners, and when she rushes back to her parents, the horror truly sets in. They are no longer human.
Oh, God.
They've
Yeah.
transformed into those grotesque giant pigs.
This is a critical juncture where Chihiro's initial state of timidity and helplessness is starkly highlighted. Her panic is completely understandable. Not only are her parents gone, but she herself becomes invisible and insubstantial, almost literally fading away from reality.
It's terrifying to watch.
This transparent state is a profound metaphor for her initial lack of identity or agency in this new world. She feels so small and powerless that her very being seems to dissolve under the pressure of this terrifying shift.
Yeah.
It's a visual representation of how lost and insignificant she perceives herself to be at this moment.
She's literally disappearing. It's such a terrifying image. But just as she thinks all hope is lost, Haku reappears, finding her amidst the chaos. He's her unexpected guide.
Or lifeline, really.
Definitely. He helps her regain her physical form by giving her this peculiar food from the spirit realm, which is the only thing that can solidify her. And then comes the crucial instruction, the fundamental rule of this new, bewildering world. To survive and to have any hope of saving her parents, Chihiro must get a job at the bathhouse. It's an immediate, non-negotiable demand for self-reliance.
Yes, that get a job imperative is the bedrock rule of this spirit realm. It signifies a complete, abrupt transition from childhood dependency to forced responsibility.
No more sulking allowed?
Pretty much. In a world where spirits come to relax and indulge, Chihiro must become a worker, a contributor. There's no room for the timidity or sulking of her past.
Right.
She is immediately thrust into a world where she has to contribute to find her place, or she simply won't survive. It's the first step in her profound transformation, demanding an immediate shift from passive observer to active participant.
Okay.
It sets the stage for a Bildungsroman, a coming-of-age story where growth is forged through labor and interaction.
So Chihiro, now solidified but still very much an outsider, begins the daunting task of finding employment in this bizarre and bustling spirit world with Haku's guidance.
Not an easy task for a human child.
Not at all. Haku leads her to the boiler room, a fascinating, intricate space run by Kamaji. He's this elderly, wonderfully eccentric character with, get this, 6 arms.
Yeah, Kamaji's design is just incredible.
Totally. He manages this entire complex network of pipes and furnaces, assisted by countless tiny, hardworking soot sprites.
This is Susuatari. Love him.
Me too. Kamaji is initially quite gruff and reluctant to help Chihiro. His boiler room is already crowded and busy, and she's a human.
He's got his system, doesn't want it disrupted.
Exactly. But ultimately, he softens, showing a surprising gruff kindness. He covers for her by claiming she's his granddaughter, which is a huge risk for him.
It really is.
This act of subtle compassion helps Chihiro get her foot in the door.
It's interesting how Kamaji, despite his intimidating appearance and initial reluctance, becomes Chihiro's first ally. He represents a kind of old-world dedication and craft, a contrast to the often superficial nature of the bathhouse.
Good point.
His 6 arms and the soot sprites are visual marvels, but they also symbolize the immense unseen labor that keeps the spirit world functioning. His act of vouching for Chihiro, a total stranger, introduces the idea that even in this strange new world, kindness can be found in unexpected places, and that mentorship is vital for survival.
I think that's a crucial observation. Once she's somewhat in, she's introduced to Lin, another bathhouse worker. Lin is tough, street smart, and initially seems a bit brusque.
Definitely puts up a front.
But she quickly becomes a kind of older sister figure and guide for Chihiro, teaching her the ropes and offering a much-needed sense of solidarity in this intimidating new environment.
Lin's great. She toughens Chihiro up a bit, but in a good way.
Yeah, necessary toughness. But the true test, the real gateway to her new life, is the confrontation with Yubaba.
Ah, Yubaba. She's much more than just a boss, isn't she?
Oh, absolutely.
She's the formidable, powerful sorceress who owns the bathhouse. She embodies oppressive power in transactional relationships. Her entire world is built on contracts, on what you can do for her, and on control over names and destinies.
It's all business with her. Cold, hard business.
Right. She runs a literal bathhouse.
Right.
But metaphorically, she represents the forces of unchecked capitalism and consumption, where everything has a price and loyalty is bought, not earned.
She is absolutely terrifying. When Chihiro finally stands before Yubaba, the sorceress is initially impressed by Chihiro's sheer stubbornness and quiet courage qualities. Even Chihiro herself probably didn't know she possessed.
That little spark of defiance.
Yeah.
Yubaba notices it.
But then comes the pivotal symbolic act. Yubaba takes Chihiro's name. She renames her Sen, binding her into servitude.
Hmm.
This is not just a change of address on a paycheck. It's a profound loss of identity. The source makes it clear, if Sen forgets her real name, she can never leave the spirit world.
It's chilling.
It's a magical form of existential imprisonment where her very self is held hostage.
This act of renaming, of taking a person's true name, is a motif found in many folklores across cultures.
Yeah.
Think of Rumpelstiltskin, where knowing the true name grants power.
Right, yeah.
By stripping Chihiro of her name, Yubaba attempts to strip her of herself, to make her forget who she truly is, thereby ensuring her permanent servitude. It's an act of psychological and spiritual control, making her just another cog in the machine of the bathhouse. Her true identity, Chihiro, represents her connection to her past, her family, and her humanity. Losing it would mean losing the very essence of herself, trapping her forever in the spirit world.
And initially, that's exactly how it feels. Sen begins performing the harsh, dirty tasks of the bathhouse. She's cleaning, she's scrubbing, she's doing the most menial and unpleasant jobs.
Bottom of the ladder.
Totally. She's mocked and underestimated by many of the other workers who see her as weak, an outsider, and a general nuisance. Yet here's where Chihiro's quiet determination and sincerity begin to shine through.
This is key.
Despite the adversity, despite the unpleasantness, she simply does the work. She doesn't complain, she doesn't quit.
She knuckles down.
Yeah. And through this sheer perseverance, her willingness to learn, and her inherent goodness, she gradually starts to earn respect from those around her.
Her willingness to perform those menial, often humiliating tasks demonstrates her burgeoning resilience and humility. It's a stark contrast to the initial greed we saw from her parents.
Big time.
This acceptance of servitude isn't just about getting a job. It's a rigorous test of character, a path to profound personal growth. Her perseverance in the face of mockery and difficulty is central to the coming-of-age theme. She's not just surviving, she's adapting, she's finding her place, and she's forging a new identity, even under the new imposed name of Sen.
Right.
This dedication to honest labor, regardless of its perceived status, is a powerful Miyazaki message, emphasizing the dignity of work and the internal strength gained through overcoming hardship. It's a true crucible for her character, shaping her into the person she needs to become.
As Sen settles into the bathhouse, or rather, as she endures it and adapts, she faces a series of trials that truly accelerate her transformation from timid child to capable young woman.
Yeah, the challenges really ramp up here.
One of the most striking early challenges comes when she's chosen to serve a particularly repulsive guest. A filthy, sludge-covered spirit. I mean, it's covered in grime, it smells awful.
That's disgusting.
And no one else wants anything to do with it. It's so disgusting, other workers literally plug their noses. But despite her initial disgust, Chihiro approaches it with remarkable patience and dedication.
Which is amazing, given how gross it is.
Totally. She doesn't shy away. She rolls up her sleeves, literally, and meticulously assists in cleaning this monstrous-looking entity.
This encounter with the river spirit is deeply symbolic. A classic example of Miyazaki weaving profound environmental concerns into his fantastical narratives.
Ah, okay.
This heavily polluted spirit, initially mistaken for a stink spirit, is a direct reflection of humanity's impact on nature.
I see that now.
Sen's empathy for this dirty and undesirable spirit stands in stark contrast to the superficiality and greed of the other bathhouse workers, who are only interested in spirits that bring wealth or status. Her act of bathing it, patiently removing the accumulated human waste, old bicycles, fishing nets, a washing machine, is an act of purification not just for the spirit, but for the natural world itself. It speaks to the Shinto reverence for nature, suggesting that pollution harms not just the physical environment, but its spiritual essence too.
And the reveal is just incredible. Once purified, it reveals its true majestic form, a benevolent river spirit. And as a reward for her kindness and perseverance, it bestows upon her a small but incredibly powerful gift.
The herbal cake.
The magic herbal cake. This isn't just a reward, it's a crucial turning point. It highlights her innate goodness and her willingness to go above and beyond, even for those rejected by others.
Absolutely.
This act of purification isn't just for the spirit, it's also a pivotal moment for Sen's own developing character, showcasing her unique moral compass and empathy.
Precisely. It's an outward act of cleansing that deeply mirrors her internal growth and the purifying effect she has on the corrupted world around her. And that herbal cake, a gift of healing from nature itself, becomes a vital tool in later moments.
Right, it comes back later.
Underscoring that acts of genuine compassion have tangible, positive consequences in this world, often returning to you when you need them most.
Speaking of consequential encounters, next we have the enigmatic and unsettling character of No Face.
Kaonashi. Yeah, he's something else.
This mysterious masked spirit quietly follows Sen into the bathhouse. Initially, he seems harmless, just a silent observer, perhaps even a bit lonely.
Almost pitiful at first.
Yeah, but his presence evolves, taking a sinister turn. He begins offering gold to the bathhouse workers, exploiting their inherent greed. He just manifests it and they grab it.
They go nuts for it.
Totally. This, of course, attracts more spirits to him, escalating his power and his appetite. He starts consuming excessive amounts of food, growing larger and more monstrous, and horrifically, he even devours several staff members. He transforms into this horrifying, insatiable giant.
What's particularly fascinating here is how No Face isn't depicted as inherently evil, but rather as a mirror, a manifestation of the bathhouse's pervasive greed and the emptiness of material desires.
Okay, so he reflects his environment.
Exactly. He reflects what he encounters. When he's around avarice, he becomes avarice personified, insatiable, and destructive. His offering of gold acts as a profound test for the bathhouse staff, and they fail spectacularly, demonstrating their own moral corruption. Sen, however, has no interest in his gold. Her purity, her lack of personal greed, is what sets her apart, making her immune to his temptations. His monstrous growth illustrates the dangers of unchecked consumption and the way it can literally consume you and those around you.
And that's exactly what saves No Face, and by extension, the bathhouse from further destruction. Instead of gold, Sen offers him a piece of that very same magic herbal cake she received from the river spirit.
That healing item again.
Right. This act of offering a healing item, something meant to purify and restore rather than something material, is what breaks No Face's destructive cycle. The result is truly grotesque, but ultimately cathartic. No Face vomits out everything he's consumed, returning to his calm, smaller, and original state. Sen, then, with her characteristic compassion, gently leads him peacefully outside the bathhouse, establishing him as an unlikely companion for a later journey.
Yeah, it's amazing how she handles him.
His journey, in a way, mirrors Chihiro's own as he seeks connection and finds peace when freed from the corruption of the bathhouse's values.
It's a powerful narrative choice that underscores Sen's unique moral compass. No Face's purification through Sen's selfless act reinforces the firm's message that true value lies not in material wealth, but in compassion, empathy, and sincerity.
Yeah.
It shows that even the most corrupted beings can be redeemed through genuine kindness.
And finally, a deeply personal trial for Sen, Haku's wound. We discover Haku, in his beautiful dragon form, seriously injured after stealing a magic seal from Zeniba, Yubaba's formidable twin sister.
Her twin sister, yeah. That complicates things.
Doesn't it? Sen's response is immediate and selfless. She doesn't hesitate. She feeds him the remaining half of her precious herbal cake.
Using that gift again?
As he consumes it, Haku expels a cursed black slug that had been controlling him, a dark magical influence placed there by Yubaba through Zeniba's stolen seal.
Oh, that slug. Gross, but symbolic.
Totally. Seeing Haku in pain and realizing he's been under a curse, Chihiro, for the first time, declares her unwavering vow. She will return the stolen seal to Zeniba and apologize on Haku's behalf no matter what it takes.
This is huge for her.
This is Chihiro's agency truly taking hold.
Haku's injury and the expulsion of the cursed slug are potent metaphors for being controlled or corrupted by dark influences. In this case, Yubaba's magic and her manipulative schemes.
Makes sense.
This scene is a major turning point for Sen. It highlights her proactive courage and selflessness. She doesn't just passively hope for Haku's recovery. She actively commits to a dangerous journey to confront a powerful sorceress like Zeniba.
Yeah, she decides to do something.
This signifies a monumental step in her coming of age, demonstrating her fierce loyalty and burgeoning inner strength. She's moving from being someone who needs saving to someone who actively saves others, embodying the reciprocal nature of true compassion.
Sen's unwavering commitment to Haku leads her to the next significant leg of her extraordinary journey. The brave decision to travel to Swamp Bottom, the remote, distant abode of Zeniba.
A journey into the unknown, really.
It's a perilous journey, not just physically but emotionally, as she's going to confront a powerful sorceress. But she doesn't go alone, and her companions are utterly unlikely, which I just love.
Yeah, the traveling party is unique.
First, there's No Face, now calm and quiet after his purification, who has essentially chosen to follow her, seemingly seeking a new path.
He's just sort of there, following her lead.
Then there's a tiny soot sprite, a little puff of black soot who's become attached to her, and perhaps most surprisingly, Bo, Yubaba's giant, spoiled baby, who Zeniba herself has transformed it into a tiny, harmless mouse. It's a quirky, almost comical, but incredibly endearing group that shows Chihiro's ability to forge connections even with the most unusual characters.
That transformation of Bo, the giant pampered baby, into a small mouse is another fascinating symbolic act by Zeniba. It demonstrates her power, certainly, but also her wisdom.
How so?
It's an act of deflating the inflated ego and physical presence of Bo, literally shrinking his overindulged self, preparing him for a different kind of lesson, humility and self-reliance, just as Chihiro had to learn.
Ah, okay, I see that.
It signifies that true growth often requires shedding the comfortable, often isolating privileges of one's past. And having no face, the embodiment of unchecked greed now calmly accompanying Chihiro, speaks volumes about her purifying influence.
Yeah, it really does. And when they finally arrive at Zeniba's cottage, the contrast with Yubaba's imposing bathhouse couldn't be more striking.
Night and day, isn't it?
Totally. Zeniba, far from her twin sister's intimidating tyrannical image, is immediately revealed to be kind and gentle. Her cottage is humble, cozy, and radiates warmth, a stark departure from the grandeur and coldness of the bathhouse.
It feels like a real home.
It does. It's a peaceful, home-like atmosphere fostered by Sen's innate kindness and genuine demeanor. Zeniba's immediate actions confirm her compassionate nature. She readily forgives Haku for stealing the seal, and instead of punishing Sen, she praises her bravery and purity of heart.
This raises an important question about the duality of power in the film, which is a nuanced and complex theme. Yubaba represents a harsh, controlling, and transactional magic, one built on fear and greed.
Right.
Zeniba, on the other hand, represents a different kind of strength, one rooted in nurturing, understanding wisdom, compassion, and forgiveness.
A much healthier kind of power.
Exactly. It's a powerful statement that true strength doesn't have to be oppressive or ostentatious. It can be gentle and restorative, found in quiet acts of kindness and connection. This journey highlights that truth and healing can often be found in unexpected, humble places, away from the glittering facade of power and material wealth. It's a profound commentary on what truly constitutes power and goodness.
And as a final, beautiful gesture, Zeniba gives Sen a hair tie. But this isn't just any trinket. It's made with love and imbued with protection.
It glows.
Yeah. It's an explicitly symbolic gift, a tangible representation of Sen's emotional growth and her newfound inner strength. It's a physical reminder of the journey she's undertaken, the connections she's forged, and the profound personal development she's achieved. It acts as kind of spiritual armor she carries forward.
The hair tie becomes a powerful talisman, a silent reminder that true power comes from within, through kindness and empathy, not external control or magical prowess. It's a physical embodiment of her earned wisdom and resilience. It reinforces the theme that genuine, heartfelt connections are far more valuable and protective than any amount of gold or fear-inducing magic. This gift isn't about Zeniba's power being transferred to Chihiro, but rather a recognition and affirmation of the strength Chihiro has already cultivated within herself.
I like that.
It's a physical manifestation of her transformed identity.
The journey to Zeniba and the acts of kindness performed there set the stage for a truly pivotal moment, a revelation that not only brings a major turning point for Haku, but also deepens the bond between him and Sen.
Yeah, this is where it all comes together beautifully.
Haku, now healed from his wound thanks to Sen's herbal cake and Zeniba's indirect aid, returns. He appears in his majestic dragon form, flying across the skies to retrieve Sen from Zeniba's peaceful cottage.
Such a stunning sequence.
It's a visually stunning and emotionally charged reunion, signifying Haku's return to his true self, or at least a step closer.
This is where the intertwined themes of love and memory and loss and recovery of identity converge in one of the film's most powerful moments.
Definitely feels like a convergence.
It's a beautifully crafted narrative intersection that speaks to the profound connection between remembering one's past and reclaiming one's true self.
I couldn't agree more. And it's during their flight back to the bathhouse, soaring high above the spirit world, that the critical moment occurs. As Haku flies, Sen recalls a long-forgotten childhood memory.
It just surfaces.
Yeah, it just comes to her. It's a memory that had been buried deep in her subconscious, perhaps overshadowed by the anxieties of her move or simply faded with time. The memory itself is simple, yet profound. She remembers once falling into a river, a treacherous, fast-moving current, and being saved by a spirit that, in her memory, felt both powerful and comforting.
The act of remembering, in itself, is a powerful, liberating force, not just for Chihiro, but also, crucially, for Haku. This isn't mere nostalgia. It's a profound reconnection to a forgotten, foundational part of her past.
Right, it's active.
It highlights the idea that our past experiences, even those we've lost touch with, continue to shape us and can hold the key to understanding our present and future. It's almost as if the memories of our true connections are what keep us tethered to our authentic selves.
And then comes the profound realization, the aha moment that changes everything for Haku. Sen, remembering a vital detail, remembers the name of that river, the Kohaku River.
Haku.
And with that, she realizes with absolute certainty that the river spirit who saved her all those years ago was Haku himself. His true identity, his real name, is Nigi Hayami Kohaku Nushi, the spirit of the Kohaku River.
It hits her and him.
It's a breathtaking moment of mutual recognition and understanding where two separate journeys merge into one shared destiny.
This is where the concept of names as fundamental to identity in the spirit world truly becomes paramount. We saw how Yubaba's control over names signified her control over destiny, binding Chihiro into servitude.
Yeah, the contract. Now, by remembering Haku's true name, Sen directly breaks Yubaba's magical hold over him. This act is not just remembering, it's an act of deep connection and profound liberation.
It's an act of love, almost.
It is. In Japanese animist beliefs, naming a spirit, especially a natural one like a river, implies a deep understanding and respect for its essence. And here, it translates into breaking a curse. It shows the power of human connection and empathy over magical manipulation.
And the immediate consequence is incredibly powerful. This restored memory, this spoken name, shatters Yubaba's control over Haku completely. He feels the chains break, and the relief and overwhelming joy at his freedom are palpable.
You see the scales fall off his dragon form. It's literal freedom.
He is no longer just Yubaba's servant, trapped and corrupted. He is himself again, the spirit of the Kohaku River. And with his identity and freedom reclaimed, Haku makes a heartfelt promise to Sen. He will help her return home, now that he is no longer bound by Yubaba's magic. It's a beautiful, almost circular relationship. Haku saved her once, and now Sen saves him by remembering.
Exactly. This mutual salvation deepens their bond and reinforces the idea that true connection goes beyond superficial interactions, reaching into the very core of who they are. It's a powerful testament to the idea that genuine connection, empathy, and the power of memory can heal and liberate, even from the most powerful magical bonds.
Yeah.
Their shared past and Chihiro's pure act of recall are the ultimate forms of love and protection in this narrative, demonstrating that salvation can be found not through grand heroic deeds, but through quiet acts of remembrance and selfless love.
We've reached the true climax of Chihiro's journey. Back at the bustling bathhouse, with Haku now freed, and Chihiro having completed her mission to Zeniba, Yubaba is faced with a dilemma.
She's cornered, in a way.
Right. She has promised to freeze Sen and her parents, but she's not going to make it easy. She presents Chihiro with a final cunning test. She must identify her parents among a group of pigs.
The classic Yubaba move.
A trick.
It's a classic trick, designed to sow doubt and exploit any lingering timidity. She's trying to catch Chihiro out to prove she hasn't truly changed. This final test is the ultimate demonstration of Chihiro's profound growth, wouldn't you agree? It's not about magic, not about physical strength, but about intuition, wisdom, and inner strength.
Yeah, it feels different from the other challenges.
It's about knowing the truth in her heart, a truth honed by all her trials and acts of compassion. She has learned to see beyond surface appearances and trust her own deeper understanding. This is the moment where all her experiences coalesce into a singular, undeniable wisdom.
I think that's a brilliant way to put it. And here's where we see the absolute transformation of Chihiro. She no longer hesitates. There's no trace of the sullen, fearful girl from the beginning.
She's calm,
Centered. She approaches the pigs with unwavering confidence, a quiet certainty, and then she declares with absolute conviction that none of the pigs presented to her are her parents.
and she's right.
She's right. This isn't a guess, it's a deep, intuitive knowing. She sees past the superficial illusion to the truth, a truth only accessible to her because of her journey of empathy and understanding.
Her ability to discern her parents from the other pigs, despite their identical appearances, signifies her enhanced perception and understanding gained through her experiences. It shows she can see beyond appearances, a crucial skill developed through her journey in the spirit world. It also implies that her parents, still embodying gluttony, are fundamentally different from the other nameless, identityless pigs, and Chihiro's connection to them is profound enough to perceive that distinction.
Yubaba, clearly surprised and perhaps a little annoyed by Chihiro's astute observation, reluctantly honors her deal, allowing Sen to leave the spirit world.
The contract is fulfilled.
Yeah.
She has to let her go.
It's a moment of bittersweet goodbyes. Haku walks her to the tunnel entrance, the gateway between the two worlds. He must stay behind, bound by his duties and his own ongoing journey of self-discovery, but he assures her they will meet again.
That promise is important.
Yeah, and he gives her one final, crucial instruction, not to look back as she walks through the tunnel. It's a potent, symbolic severing from the past, a commitment to moving forward with newfound wisdom.
That don't look back instruction is a classic folkloric motif, symbolizing a complete severance from the magical realm and a commitment to integrating one's transformative experiences into ordinary life without lingering attachment or regret.
Right, like Orpheus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It emphasizes that while the experience was transformative, she must now fully embrace that growth and step into her future, leaving the fantastical realm behind, yet carrying its lessons within her. It's about moving forward, not dwelling on what was.
As Chihiro steps out of the tunnel, she's reunited with her parents, who are completely oblivious. They remember nothing of what transpired.
Which is kind of sad, but maybe necessary.
Yeah, utterly unaware of the time that has passed or the harrowing journey their daughter has just endured. They simply complain about the food and the abandoned amusement park, completely unchanged.
Back to square one for them.
But then there's a subtle, almost unnoticeable detail that speaks volumes. Their car, which they left parked, is now covered in leaves and dust,
Ah, yes. Love that detail.
suggesting a much longer duration than her parents perceived. It's a quiet indicator that Chihiro's experience was real, impactful, and spanned a significant period of time, even if her parents don't realize it.
The parents' lack of memory is crucial. It highlights that Chihiro's journey was hers alone, a solo transformation. She's the only one who truly experienced it, and therefore she's the only one truly changed by it.
It was her story.
It was. It's a poignant commentary on how children often undergo profound internal growth that adults, preoccupied with their own concerns, may entirely miss. The coming-of-age theme is entirely fulfilled here. Chihiro has gone from a fearful, sullen child to a strong, kind, and incredibly capable young girl.
Definitely.
She has absorbed lessons about empathy, self-reliance, and the dangers of greed, lessons that will undoubtedly shape her future.
And the final image is incredibly powerful. As they drive away, Chihiro looks ahead. She's no longer that fearful, sullen child we met at the beginning. Instead, she's calm, confident, utterly changed by her experience.
You see it in her eyes.
Her eyes hold a new depth, a new understanding of the world and of herself. It's not just that she survived, it's that she thrived, evolving into a confident individual ready to face whatever comes next. It's a beautiful, understated triumph, showing the profound impact that adversity, met with courage and compassion, can have. So we've walked through Chihiro's extraordinary journey, witnessing her every trial and triumph. But beyond the captivating narrative, Spirited Away is brimming with profound, universal messages that truly resonate.
It really layers them in, doesn't it?
It does. Let's pull together these core themes that Miyazaki so masterfully weaves into the very fabric of the film, examining their interconnectedness.
What's truly fascinating here is how Miyazaki manages to weave such complex, mature themes into what, on the surface, appears to be a fantastical children's story, making it accessible, yet incredibly profound for audiences of all ages.
He's a master at that.
He uses the fantastical elements not just for spectacle, but as a vehicle for deep psychological and social commentary.
Absolutely. First up, there's the pervasive theme of loss and recovery of identity. From the moment Yubaba steals Chihiro's name and renames her Sen, her very sense of self is jeopardized.
It's central.
The film brilliantly illustrates how crucial our names, and by extension our identities, are to our independence and our ability to navigate the world. Reclaiming her real name is not just about escaping the spirit world. It's about reclaiming who she truly is, reconnecting with her past, and establishing her future self.
This resonates deeply because in many cultures, names carry profound spiritual and personal weight. To lose your name is often seen as losing your essence, your connection to your lineage and your destiny.
Right.
Chihiro's struggle to remember, and Haku's liberation through the recall of his name, underscore this critical link between identity and freedom. It's a potent reminder that in a world that constantly tries to label us or make us conform, the act of remembering our true selves is an act of defiance and empowerment.
Then, of course, we have the quintessential coming-of-age narrative, a Bildungsroman in its truest form. Chihiro's journey is the ultimate example of this.
It really is. Textbook, almost, but perfectly executed.
She begins as a timid, complaining child, but through adversity, compassion, and sheer determination, she grows into a strong, kind, and incredibly capable young woman. Every challenge she faces contributes to this profound internal transformation, shaping her character incrementally.
Indeed. It's not a magical change bestowed upon her, but a growth earned through hard work, empathy, and courage. The film avoids a simplistic, instantaneous transformation, instead showing the incremental, difficult steps required for true maturity.
Hmm.
Her journey demonstrates that true bravery isn't the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it, and that kindness can be a profound source of strength. This is why her arc is so relatable and impactful for viewers of all ages.
The film also constantly highlights the contrast between Chihiro's humility and the rampant greed and corruption that surrounds her.
Oh, it's everywhere.
We see it in her parents' initial gluttony, in the bathhouse workers' lust for gold, and most vividly in No-Face's monstrous transformation. Chihiro's unwavering compassion and her lack of material desire are what consistently set her apart and allow her to navigate the moral quagmire of the spirit world.
This theme offers a stark yet subtle commentary on consumerism and unchecked desire. The bathhouse itself, with its focus on serving wealthy spirits and its transactional nature, becomes a microcosm of a world obsessed with material gain.
Yeah.
Miyazaki implicitly critiques the Japanese economic bubble era of the 1980s, where materialism and greed were rampant. Chihiro, with her pure heart and focus on genuine connection, acts as an antidote to this pervasive corruption, reminding us that true value lies beyond the material.
And a powerful environmental message is woven in through the theme of nature and pollution. The most striking example is the polluted river spirit that Sen so patiently cleans.
Can't forget that scene.
Its suffering, caused by human neglect and waste, and its eventual purification serve as a poignant symbol of environmental concerns and a deep reverence for nature that is characteristic of Miyazaki's work.
It's more than just a passing commentary. It's a profound call for respect and stewardship of the natural world. Miyazaki suggests that pollution not only harms the physical environment, but also corrupts the spirits within it, both literal and metaphorical.
Interesting.
Sen's act of cleaning the river spirit is an act of healing the world around her, which in turn heals her own spirit, demonstrating the symbiotic relationship between humans and nature and the responsibility we bear.
Finally, we have the deeply emotional theme of love and memory. The bond between Chihiro and Haku is central to the narrative.
The heart of the film, arguably.
And it's their forgotten past, that childhood memory of Haku saving her from the river, that ultimately becomes the key to his salvation. Remembering his true name, their shared connection, is the ultimate act of love and liberation, underscoring the power of genuine human connection to transcend even magical curses.
It highlights the profound power of memory, not just as a recollection of the past, but as a living, transformative force that can shape the present and future. It's a testament to how deep connections, even forgotten ones, can transcend time and circumstance, providing salvation and revealing destiny.
Yeah.
This deep, almost faded bond between Chihiro and Haku is what gives the film much of its emotional resonance and timeless appeal.
Spirited Away is truly a visually and emotionally rich tale. It captures the essence of growth through adversity in a way that few films do, weaving together these universal themes with specific cultural nuances.
Absolutely.
It's no wonder it remains one of the most acclaimed animated films of all time, winning the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature and resonating across cultures and generations. It truly shows how courage, kindness, and a strong sense of self can guide us through even the strangest and darkest places.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
The film's enduring power lies in its ability to present these universal human struggles and triumphs within a fantastical, visually stunning framework. It's a masterclass in storytelling that speaks to the child and the adult alike, leaving a lasting impression and encouraging us to consider how these themes relate to our own lives.
Mm-hmm.
It makes us ponder the subtle ways identity can be lost or reclaimed, the temptations of greed that we face daily, and the importance of empathy in our own realities. Hashtag tag outro.
What an incredible journey we've just taken through the world of Spirited Away. It's truly a film of immense richness and depth, far beyond what meets the eye on a first viewing.
So much to unpack.
Totally. If you haven't seen it recently, or even if you have, we really encourage you to revisit it with this new lens, noticing these layers of themes we've explored today. I guarantee you'll discover something new each time.
And that leads me to an important question for you, our listener, to ponder as you go about your day. How do the spirits of our modern world, be it consumerism, social pressures, the relentless pursuit of achievement, or even information overload, subtly try to steal our names or identities, just as Yubaba tried to steal Chihiro's?
Ooh, good question.
And what actions can we take in our own daily lives to remember who we truly are and reclaim our authentic selves from these pervasive influences?